We have strong planetary energy for a very challenging time, but this is strong, supportive energy that's going to give you the courage, the clarity, the connection, the spiritual teaching, and the ability to get real about what's going on. Hi, I'm Prema Gurreri, Vedic astrologer, high-level intuitive, and creator of Your Sacred Wealth Code. If you're new to my channel, click the subscribe, hit the bell so you always get my energy updates. I love to keep you informed so you can navigate your life with the energy instead of working against it. So this energy is calling us to be very humble and realistic about things, practical, feet on the ground, and at the same time, be very attuned to our spiritual nature, the eternal being that you are. I call this a foot in both worlds. Effort or energy you pour into something that you believe in, your purpose, your path, the way you're of service right now, will bring in the return, will bring in the gains. But the energy, the way it presents is you have to put forth the energy. So this strong planetary energy is happening in Capricorn. In Vedic astrology, this is the sidereal zodiac. I'm a Vedic astrologer. And we have Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, all have just moved into the constellation of Capricorn. Well, Saturn moved into there at the end of January. We have an exalted Venus. We have an exalted Sun. I'm going to decode all of this for you in plain English. So I want to first start out with the fact that we are in a paradigm shift. We have had several alignments that indicate this paradigm shift. And then look what's happening. There's always a breakdown before a breakthrough. And we are in that. It's not the only thing that is part of this paradigm shift, what we're experiencing now, but we are on that trajectory now, especially with this strong energy in Capricorn and Saturn there, because it's time to get real. It's time to restructure. It's time to do the work, each and every one of us, and collectively, that actually creates the change that we've all been wanting. We have an alignment that hasn't happened since 1889. And that was a real beginning of a spiritual revolution. And we have a couple other alignments. So here's the deal. Saturn is the one that wants you to get real. Mars will give you the courage to do so. And when I say get real, like get real about what's going on in your life. I'm going to go into that in just a moment. Jupiter is going to bring your spirituality, your spiritual teaching down to earth. Venus is going to give you the connection and the harmony and the relationship harmony and the beauty that you need right now. And the Sun is going to bring in some real clarity for you a little bit later in the month. So what's really important to know here is that maybe you have been feeling, some of the heaviness and the sadness because of, like, it seems insurmountable, the work that needs to be done to get us through this particular time, not even including all the issues at hand that need to shift in our collective and in our world right now. But I want you to know that this is not going to, the current pandemic is not going to go as long as maybe they're making it out to go. We have support now coming in and currently right now that is going to help bring us to how do we deal with this, how do we get through it, the remedies that will actually get us through it as well. So Saturn in Capricorn is all about your commitment, what you're really committed to, and is calling all of us to really assess that right now. Look at your commitments and do they make sense for your life? Do they make sense for the world? And are they sustainable? Because that's another really big theme of Saturn. And in this getting real about things, it's because it's where we come face to face, like we don't have any time to waste. And because we don't have any time to waste anymore, we have to get real about what needs to stay and what needs to go, what we're willing to work hard for. And it's time to mature up. All of us need to put on our big girl and big boy pants in the areas of life we haven't put them on, because we all need to get up to speed with our maturity and do the right thing for ourselves and realize that whatever we do for ourselves also affects others, and do the right thing for others as well. We need to look at our patterns, our habits, and Saturn's doing this. It's calling us to really, it brings that in our face. And let's, face it, like we've all been sitting home, and that's Saturn energy too. And maybe we're alone, or we're alone with our families. And boy, if you're alone with other people, you're going to see, your habits, where you're checking out, all that's going to be in your face, where you're irritated. These are all places that you may need to do some clearing and look at your beliefs in those areas and what's driving that irritation, what's driving that habit, that you keep going to the refrigerator for or sitting in front of the TV set for. Take a look at those things, get really intimate with yourself and be willing to do the clearing work. And that's part of the hard work of the beliefs that are driving your patterns. So this energy also will bring in, on the positive side, reliability, dependability, and sustainability. Saturn's here in Capricorn to build a new structure for what's not working. Look, this rules our governments. It rules our organizations. It's an area of the zodiac that's really about the people. And there's new structures that need to be built to support the people and that are driven and organized by the people as well. So structure, and also there's deep wisdom that will come through because Saturn's all about the truth. And in Capricorn especially, and it'll take whatever you believe to be true and it's going to put it under pressure. Put it under pressure, and either it's going to create a finely faceted gem or it's going to turn whatever you believe into dust if it's really not the truth. And that's good information to have, because even if something you believe in turns to dust, then you can look at it and decide and find the deeper truth within it. So this is going to be happening in a certain area of your life, collectively, in all the themes I'm talking about. Personally, like for instance, if you're a Virgo ascendant in Vedic astrology, then this is going to bring that restructuring, that truth, that wisdom, that getting real energy around children, around your creative ideas, around your divine gifts. There's going to be a shift in all of those ways, and you're going to be getting serious about that. Saturn brings in this energy of seriousness as well. Now we have Mars, who's joined the party. In the Sacred Wealth Code system, Mars is our honorable warrior, it's our engineer and our strategist, and Mars is disciplined. And my favorite definition of discipline, some people don't like the word discipline because it feels like, oh, I've got to do that. But that's not what it really is. It's disciple of the one. It is what you are called to do to serve the one in you and the one that we all are. And then there's such a good purpose and reason for doing it, whether it's your meditation practice, whether it's when you work, how you work, being on purpose, how you feed and care for yourself, your family, the things you do to be in truth and be in alignment. This is very much of an energy of being willing to work hard. Saturn is exalted here in this particular placement in Capricorn because Mars, because Mars likes to work hard. It's a spiritual warrior. It's willing to do the hard work. I said at the beginning of the year in my 2020 update, which you can check out the link below to access, that you were going to have to work hard this year, and you really needed to know what that was, because the energy is going to support you and ask you to focus and work hard. Mars wants the right use of power and not to waste it and not to waste your time. But see, Mars is going to give us the courage. And it sounds like, oh, she's talking about a lot of hard work. Yeah, well, sometimes we have to do hard work, and that's how we move forward. And it's going to give you the courage to do that. Give all of us the courage and courage to face our fears as well, and to really to break through and to step into our true power, and not to let things just talk about things or let them go, by the wayside because we're not willing to do the work. You shift and your world shifts. You get aligned and your world starts getting aligned. We all do that, and that happens collectively for all of us. So rather than be stressed out and overwhelmed, or maybe wish things would just go back to normal life the way they were, that's not sustainable. And this energy wants sustainability. You want sustainability. Things weren't working the old way. So if that's going on for you and you're really feeling the heaviness right now, the fear, the sadness, the anxiety, you might want to also click the link below to get my free Releasing the Fear and Balancing Your Energy class and clearing meditation process. Super helpful, support you completely during this time. You can use the process as many times, completely free. Check that out below. So wherever this Capricorn area of your chart is, again, it's going to bring that restructuring and bring the truth. Now, and ask you to And it's going to bring some hard truths too. Like, for instance, if you're a Cancer ascendant in Vedic astrology, you're going to be doing that hard work and that restructuring around your relationship, around others and your intimate relationship and business relationships and one-on-one relationships. Good information to have. Again, we're going to have to get down to the core of things and truth. Another thing you're going to be feeling, and I'm sure you're facing that in a different way now, is you're going to feel the pressure of time. And, we've all been asked to, go home at this point. And how are you dealing with that in your time? And that pressure of time, maybe you have more time than you had before because you're not traveling to work, for instance, but how are you using your time? You see, Saturn's all about detachment. And, we have healthy attachments, the ones we love and things we care about and we care for and take care of. But it's about a detachment in where things have expired. You need to look at your life and the things that aren't working anymore, the ways of, again, like I said, the habits that you have. These are the things that have expired, and you can reclaim your energy and reclaim your time from these things. So here's a couple of questions you want to write down. And in fact, I'd love for you to put in the comments below what your answers to these questions are. Number one, how are you losing time? How have you been losing time? Where are you losing your time to? Where is it going? And where are you wasting time? Where do you just waste it? You're losing it, driving back and forth to work, doing something you don't want to be doing. Where are you wasting it? Are you binge watching, shows that you don't really care about, having conversations with people you don't want or care about, you shopping too much? How are you wasting your time? Comment below and let me know. We're all working on these things together. We're in it together. Let's just get really incredibly real about it. So restructuring how we use our time. That's a big, big theme that's going on right now. Remember, your choices matter. Every single one of them matter in two ways. Your choices matter because whatever you choose comes into being, whether you want it or not, whether you're choosing consciously or not. Your choices matter. They come into matter. And then your choices matter because what you choose affects everything else and everyone else. We're all part of this one. So we need to get really clear about our choices. So let's also talk about the positive aspect here. Again, reliability, dependability, sustainability, structure, wisdom, and recognizing our eternal nature. This is all welcomed in this, it's a very chaotic time. And so we need this kind of structure and stability. It's important. Now, the energy of Capricorn is going to simplify your life, and Saturn is going to simplify in whatever area of your chart that's hitting you in. It's going to, like I said, you're going to become detached. You're going to reclaim some time. Some things are going to fall away. Some truths you're not going to believe in anymore because they're not true. This is going to simplify things. This is good. So, and then Mars is going to give you the courage to get through it. Now enter Jupiter. This is the sage. This is the teacher and the visionary. And Jupiter brings the higher vision and the inspiration, and it brings it into this place that's very grounded and very practical. And it's not its favorite place to be, but it's going to be very good for this shift. It's going to bring the spiritual teachings down to earth in this restructuring process, which is very important to have. We want to have this be driven from the inside out. So you might not feel as inspired during this sort of hard-working time and this restructuring time, but remember what your true spiritual beliefs and teachings are, because this is the time to put them into practice. And I really suggest that you do have some kind of a spiritual practice, whether that's your meditation, whether it's your yoga, whether it's your contemplation, whether it's your breathing exercises, the way you are taking your time in nature. I do all of those things. I'm high maintenance is what I say. But this is where that we've got the guru in the house in the place of the restructuring, and the engineer is in there, and we've got the administrator organizing the restructuring, and we also have the great sage in there as well. So this is a fine combination to get things done in a very good way and have some real breakthroughs. And in fact, when we come to the 22nd we've got a few touch points. April 22nd, I believe that we are going to 22nd, 23rd, 24th, because of several shifts that are happening then, including a new moon, and I will talk more about that in another update. We are going to start to see what can be done about our current situation. We're going to see some breakthroughs on remedies. We're going to start to see a more realistic timeline, and those things will start to be implemented, I believe, as we come into May. But I think it's going to be a really pivotal time for some new breakthroughs. And we've got a new moon that's happening in a place of deep healing and what we call 100 physicians of the gods, Ashwini in Vedic astrology. So last thing here, Venus has come into Taurus to stay for 4 months. Doesn't usually do this. So now we have 4 planets that are incredibly strong. So we have the strength to get through the challenge here. But this is about your connection and your relationships, and it's going to bring in harmony. Venus wants harmony for you. And you're going to start to be more aware of your relationships and how you are in relationships, and where you might need to shift or forgive or connect more deeply, and reach out and connect to those that you love during this time, or maybe you haven't been paying attention to. We've got the technology to do it. Everybody's challenged right now, and we all need to come together. And bring some beauty into your home, into your space. This is also helps to bring the energy of harmony. So we have this beautiful grace of harmony and love and connection, forgiveness for ourselves and for others, and bringing our relationships into balance and harmony during this time. Incredibly supportive. We have an exalted sun that comes in on April 13th to bring that clarity, to bring leadership in a clear and concise kind of a way, and in a very rebirth and new birth and a new leadership. Also, we need the sun to burn this virus out, and the sun is moving into a strong place. It's where it's exalted in Aries in Vedic astrology. So this is highly, highly useful for us. So I'll be bringing you more updates throughout the month. There's so much going on here, and I'm going to remind you, stay calm, do your spiritual practice, keep your feet on the ground. Stay very connected to your heart. And when you're connecting with others, do it heart to heart. Give some love. It's really important. Open your heart. Be grounded. Be practical about things. You work hard for what you believe in, what your purpose is. Hopefully you created a vision at the beginning of the year, and you can live into that. You can click the link below. I've got a vision practice for you down there. Put the work in for what you believe in, and that will lead you forward. And get committed to clearing up your beliefs that are keeping you from keeping your feet on the ground, but also realizing the amazing spiritual being you are. So much love to you. Click the like, click the share, click the subscribe, and hit that bell notification. And let's move through this all supporting each other. So much love to you.